Hey, sorry about that. I'm late. I'm having computer problems, so that's why I'm coming live here on my phone. And this is what I want to talk about. Lives, doing, any kind of computer, any kind of things on social media. It involves computers, right? And one of the things that you got to watch out for, you got to make sure that you deal with and not worry about is whenever you have technical problems, then just don't worry about it. Just keep going and, use something else and figure it out and don't worry about it. And that's what I'm doing now. So I could keep trying to get my thing working or whatever. It doesn't really matter. What's important is that I communicate with you and I let you know that I'm still here and that I'm around and I'm here to help you build your business online. So tonight what we're going to talk about for the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to talk about how to do any kind of business online. What is it that you need to do a business? So, hey, Leo, it's been a while. Hope things are going good down there in Costa Rica. Wish I could go visit you. So anyway, so when you're building a business online, whether it's a home biz business or like Leo has a clinic down in Costa Rica, it's important to be part of the world of social media. I mean, posting things for your personal whatever, that's great, but if you're building a business, you want to promote yourself as a brand, and the way that works is that you talk about whatever your life is about, and then you build an audience that likes you and that follows you, and then whenever it comes time for them to actually need whatever it is service that you have, they're going to be thinking about you because they like you, right? And, after a certain amount of time, you can start promoting things and, all that. So, yes, hey, Leo, thanks for watching. That's awesome. So, here's another thing. So, whenever you're trying to promote your business online, you got to be careful that especially in social media, like if you're doing online, you have your own website, you have your ads and whatever, that's fine if you spend money on that. But if you're trying to promote it on your social media, you got to be careful. You don't want to be, talking about your business all the time because they're not on social media to hear ads for, Coca-Cola or Walmart or McDonald's or whatever, right? So, hey, Manny. So, it's the thing is that it's not about that when you're on social media. It's about connections. It's about understanding the market out there. And what people want is to be understood. Just like you want to be understood. People out there, they want to be understood. They want to be loved. They want to be known. They want to be, there you go, understood. So that's the word. They want to be understood. So the thing is that how do you do that? Well, you just post about yourself because you are also there to be understood. And once people start to relate to you, they start to feel you, they start to understand what your struggles are, what your problems are, they start to relate with you. And then once they relate, that's when they start to like you. And like I've said in other videos, the thing is that they could start to not like you. And so what? It doesn't matter. Not everybody's going to like you, right? It's not important that everybody likes you. That's not the point at all. The point is you just keep going. You post, you do things, you get into a routine of doing things, and eventually you're going to start to build an audience that likes you. And the way that works is just like commercials. I don't know if you still watch TV. I certainly don't. But I remember the days when you had commercials. You had to watch a show. It was like an hour-long show was really just like 42 minutes. And there was the rest was all commercials. And you basically had to watch the commercials. Well, you didn't have to. You could get up and go to the bathroom or do whatever. But typically, you would watch lots of the commercials just because you were waiting for the show to come back on, right? And the thing is that advertisers know that when you're watching, you are influenced. It's just automatic. The amount of time it takes for you to be influenced by whatever they're advertising just depends on your personality, depends on how, whether the advertising is in the kinds of things you like, whatever, right? So eventually, though, everybody breaks down. Everybody starts to like whatever it is they're seeing all the time. And that's why companies advertise and advertise and advertise and advertise. It's the same thing with your personal brand. Posting all the time being consistent, being congruent, having the same kind of message. Like me, I try to do online biz building, right? I try to talk about that. Try to talk about success tips. Try to talk about building an online business. And that's what I try to do. And that's what you should be doing. Well, not necessarily online business, but you could be doing things like whatever your business is. If you're real estate, if you're like a clinic, like my friend Leo, you should be talking about whatever it is that you're passionate about and why it is that you have that business, right? And eventually, as people see you over and over and over and over, eventually they're going to be like, oh, I know this dude. You know what he said there, that makes sense. And the first few times they might be like, whatever. But if you're there consistently, this is the secret. Consistency is the secret. The more you're there, the more often you're there, the more chances somebody has a chance of seeing you for like just 2-3 seconds. It's fine. It's enough. Eventually, they see you enough that in their brain there's something that happens. There's a click. They just all of a sudden think of you, right? No matter whether you're attractive or not, no matter whether you've got lots of followers or not, no matter what the content of what you're doing is, it doesn't matter. That's the point. And so when that happens, that's when they start to follow you, right? And of course, at that point, and I don't know if you've heard about attraction marketing, but it talks about 3 different kind of stages, right? So the first stage is they have to start to know you, right? And the way to know you is by you posting things, right? Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? So, the first thing is that. The first thing is knowing you. The second thing is they have to like you. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that everybody has to like you. That's not the point at all. It's just that the repetition and you're being consistent, eventually you're going to have some people that after they know you, they start to like you. All right? Not everybody, but the ones that do, then they will fall into the third step, if you will, which is they'll trust you. All right? So if you're there consistently, eventually that's going to happen. Just believe me, whatever business you're in, if you start this online journey with me, if you go into an online attraction marketing, or if you do that, branding yourself, hey Megan, how's it going? You end up being a person that other people kind of start to relate to. They start to like what you're doing. They start to follow, like I said, and everything. And then what happens is that you can start to promote things. Right now, the idea is that you don't want to have that in your mind. You don't want to be thinking, I'm doing this so I can promote stuff, so I can make money, whatever, right? You want to be thinking, I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to give value to people. I want to be able to teach them things. Like what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to teach you that online branding, online attraction marketing has some value. If you do it and you're consistent, you're going to eventually have some results from that, right? It's just a matter of time. And I remember one of my mentors, they said, well, just do it for 90 days and then it'll just happen, right? And I have to be honest with you, it doesn't always happen for everybody. It depends on your background. It depends on how much you need to learn. It depends on your personality. It depends on your way of your mannerisms, your whatever. Everything is different for everybody. All right. And the more you need it to work, the less likely it will. All right. So that's something I've learned over the little while, because I've been doing this for over a year now, this online branding thing, and part of the reason why I don't have the success I've been wanting so far is because I've been wanting it too much. The other reason is because I haven't been consistent. I've been kind of going back and forth between different things and whatever. And that's one of the things that is so important, is being consistent. It's the most important thing. Maybe after congruency, which I talked about the other day. And congruency means that everything you do, from your content to your what we call opt-ins, forms where people put in their names and number, to your email campaigns, to your communications with your prospects, all of that is all around the same subject matter, around the same goals. All right. So if you're not doing everything the same way or with the same congruency, it's not going to work as well, and maybe not at all. It really depends, I suppose. I'm not an expert yet. I'm learning still, but I can tell you that if you're not consistent, even though you're congruent, it might not work, or probably won't work. If you're not consistent, even though you're congruent, again, that won't work. You really need the two of them. And your consistency is, either daily, it's every 2 days, every 3 days, whatever your consistency is, you have to keep it up for a long time. You have to keep it up until it works. Basically, that's what it means. You got to do it until you get the success, until you get the results. In my case, I got lots of results that have to do with connections, with the growing an audience. I've got tons and tons of Twitter followers. I got tons of Instagram followers, Pinterest followers, Facebook friends, LinkedIn connections, Snapchat viewers. I've got tons of those, and it's great, because that means that these people see me and they'll eventually get to like me. I hope, right? Some will like me, others won't. Again, it doesn't matter, but it's what's the expression? You can gain by numbers. I forget there's an expression for that, but the less skill you have, the more you have to work on numbers, right? So that's what I've been trying to do, and it's working. It is working. It is working, and that's the other thing that we talk about in personal development, is being positive with and seeing things the way that they're going to be, seeing them today as you want them to be, right? And so anyways, that's it for tonight. I don't want to take too much of your time, and of course I always have tons of things to do. I'm actually doing my laundry right now. And but we're going to talk later. We're going to talk tomorrow again at 8 p.m. Make sure you tune in and watch my online Biz Builder series. Hopefully I'm going to get better at coming up with topics and everything else, and being a little bit more that makes a little bit more sense. But anyways, that's kind of where I'm going to. All right, so if you enjoyed this, make sure you comment and you like it. That would be awesome. And don't forget to go check out my blog at successwithjs.com. All right. Oh, one more thing I keep forgetting. I'm actually going to be doing a online boot camp. It's going to be a 30-day boot camp where you're going to learn how to do online branding from other leaders. We're a group that we're putting together, a team, and we're going to be putting that together for a 30-day period. Of course, you're going to be able to watch it, outside of the 30-day, but the idea is that if you keep on the schedule, within 30 days, you're going to know how to generate leads. You're going to have your social media set up. You're going to have everything set up, and you're going to be able to play in the big league with the leaders, right? You're going to be online, you're going to be in social media, you're going to be building your business and growing your audience, just like the pros are doing, like the 6-figure or 7-figure earners, right? And that's coming up pretty soon. So if you're interested in that, just go to BC, like bootcamp, bc.successwithjs.com, and just get on the waiting list. So we're going to let you know when it starts, and we're going to send you free trainings also if you sign up to the waiting list, and just go ahead, bc.successwithjs.com. All right, have a nice evening. We'll talk later.